Hello, Inkrats. We're back with some more Colorado Avalanche franchise mode in FHM 12. And in this one, we have the Year 5 playoffs starting out against the 44, 33, and 7 San Jose Sharks. So let's get right into it. Here we go. Game number 1 will be a 5-1 San Jose victory. Ooh, shots are 24-23 in favor of San Jose. 3 stars of the game are Bouchard, Quinn, and Protas. First period, no scoring. Second period, Tua Misto gets the first goal of the game for us from Natchez to make it 1-0. But that is Protas, Cripps, and Haltunen with the goals to make it 3-1 at the end of 2. And then in the third period, you have Jason Robertson with the power play goal, and then Jack Quinn to make it a 5-1 San Jose victory. All right, here we go. Game number 2. It'll be a 5-1 Colorado victory this time. There you go. Shots are 27-26 in favor of San Jose. 3 stars of the game are Zhilkin, Funk, and Svozil. First period, Clayton Keller gets the first goal of the game for San Jose to make it 1-0. And then it's Dimas Zhilkin from McKinnon and Poulin to make it 1-1. And then it's Natchez on the power play from Malinsky and Makar to make it 2-1. I think in the second period where it's Christian Humphreys from Zhilkin and Drury. And then it's Landeskog from Svozil and Funk to make it 4-1. Heading into the third where it is Zhilkin short-handed from Funk and Svozil, and that'll make it a 5-1 victory for us. Here we go, game number 3, tied at 1 in the series. Who will it be? It'll be a 5-0 San Jose victory. Oh, we got shut out in game number 3. Shots are 27-17 in favor of San Jose. 3 stars of the game are Quinn, Peterka, and Keller. First period, Protas, Peterka, and Keller getting on the board. Make it 3-0 heading into the second period where it's Peterka and Blay with the goals to make it 5-0 heading into the third where, of course, there was no scoring. Yikes, that was not a good performance for us. All around, just no goals. We let up 5 goals, only got 17 shots. That was just not very productive. All right, so we're down 2-1 in the series. Got to win this one here. What'll it be? It'll be a 3-2 Colorado victory. Okay. Shots are 28-27 in favor of San Jose. Outshot once again by San Jose. I believe we've been outshot in all 4 games so far. 3 stars of the game are Natchez, Quinn, and Svozil. First period, Messar with his first of the playoffs from Poulin and Natchez to make it 1-0, and then it's Tuck to make it 1-1. But then it's Natchez from Messar and Svozil to make it 2-1, and then it's Protas to make it 2-2 heading into the second period where it's Natchez for his second of the game from Gavin and Svozil to make it 3-2, and that is all for scoring in the game as there's no scoring in the third, and we're not tied at 2 in the series. And that's a good thing because with the way San Jose has been playing, going down 3-1 would not have been ideal here. So here we go into a pivotal game number 5, and it will be a 4-1 Colorado victory. That is what you like to see. Shots are 32-22. We outshot them for the first time this series. 3 stars of the game are Ball, Gavin, and Makar. First period, Messar on the power play from Poulin and Makar makes it 1-0, and then it's Bartikov from Gavin and Gushin to make it 2-0, heading in the second where it's Jack Drury from Ball and Zhilkin, and then it's Axel Sandin Palika for San Jose on the power play to make it 3-1, heading into the third where it's Jordan Gavin into the empty net short-handed from Malinsky and Ball to make it a 4-1 victory, and we're now up 3-2 in the series. All right, come on, Colorado. Elimination game number 6, we're going into it, and here's our first goal of the game. Come on, Colorado. 7-29-7. Let's go. All right, we're up by 1 on our, what I believe is our second shot of the game. Yes, indeed. Samuel Poulin with a goal from McKinnon and Ball. And will that be it for the first? No, it will not. We have one more goal here to end off the first period with, it appears 2 seconds remaining, as that was also on the power play. Jordan Gavin with the goal from McKinnon and Malinsky puts us up with 2 seconds remaining in the period. And we head into the second up by 2. Come on, guys. Looks like this is going to be a goal for San Jose here, unfortunately. 25. Wait a minute. We have a face-off, and now it's a goal. Okay. Axel Sandin Palika with the goal. Makes it 2-1. We have another goal here. It looks like it's going to be for your Colorado Avalanche. Come on, guys. 24 on net. No, that went wide. And now it's in. Nice. So that's 3 goals on 10 shots. Christian Humphreys with the goal from McKinnon and Svozil. Now we have a San Jose goal, it looks like. 31. 4. Yep. And that is a goal for San Jose to make it 3-2 with 15:53 remaining in the second period. Quentin Musty with the goal. And we're on the power play here, but it looks like Colorado or San Jose might be getting a shorthanded goal. Yes, indeed they do. And for some reason, they have 5 skaters on the ice as Alexei Protas with the goal makes it 3-3. And we're heading in the third period tied. Get it on that. Get it on that. 17. Nice. All right. We're up 4-3. Dima Jokin with the goal from Poulin and Natchez. Give me one more. Give me one more, Colorado. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Come on. Go the other way. That was a bit scary there for a second, and we get the empty net goal of the power play. Sam Malinsky with the goal from Gavin makes it 5-3. That was a bit of a scare there for a second. I thought it was about to be 4-4, but no, it is a 5-3 victory for your Colorado Avalanche, and we are headed to the second round. Very nice. Shots are 38-29 in favor of San Jose, so they outshoot us once again. We outshot them, once this series? We still managed to get by them. 3 stars of the game are McKinnon, Sandin Palika, and Malinsky. And the second round, we have the 56-21-7 Chicago Blackhawks, who finished with 119 points on the season. So, yeah, they finished basically right behind us in the standings. And Jacka Khan is back from his injury. So here we go. Game number 1 against Chicago will be a 6-3 Colorado victory. Shots are 41-40 in favor of Colorado. 3 stars of the game are Poulin, Makar, and Messar with a 3-assist game. First period, Makar with the power play goal from Messar and Poulin makes it 1-0, and then it's Holloway with the goal to make it 1-1, but then it's Jilkin roughly 12 seconds later from McKinnon and Svozil to make it 2-1, heading into the second period, where it's Brady Tkachuk with the goal to make it 2-2, and then it's Jilkin from Ball and Makar with his second of the game to make it 3-2 heading into the third period, where it's Natchez from Malinsky and Makar to make it 4-2. Then it's Holloway again to make it 4-3, but then it's Landeskog from Malinsky and Akan, and then it's Poulin into the empty net from Natchez and Messar to make it a 6-3 victory. It seems Jack Drury is injured for 1 to 2 months. Looks like he is, I would say, probably done for the playoffs. If not, maybe he'll be back for the finals, and that is an unfortunate injury. Here we go. Game number 2 against Chicago will be a 4-0 Chicago victory. Oof. Shots are 29-24 in favor of Chicago. 3 stars of the game are Tkachuk, Zetterlund, and Tkachuk. So they have the Tkachuk brothers here in Chicago, and that's the AI too. It's not even like, it's a human trying to get the brothers on the same team. They just happen to end up on the same team by the AI. That's pretty crazy. First period, Farrell gets the goal for Chicago to make it 1-0. That's Matthew Tkachuk from Brady and Bedard. So that's a scary first line, honestly. To make it 2-0 heading in the second period, where it's Zetterlund with the goal to make it 3-0, and then Tkachuk from Tkachuk and Byram to make it 4-0 in the third period. And that is an unfortunate loss. Oh no. Kel McCarr is injured now too. How long? 2 to 3 weeks. That's at least for the rest of the series. So that's a bad one. That's a really bad one. You do not like to see it, especially against a team like Chicago. This is this may not be pretty here. All right, come on, guys. Game number 3. We have to give it our best effort here without Kel McCarr. Come on, guys. Oh boy, 6-1 loss in game number 3. We're down 2-1 in the series. Shots are 28-24 in favor of Chicago, getting outshot once again. 3 stars of the game are Holloway, Gritsuk, and Boisvert. First period, Gritsuk with the goal makes it 1-0, and then it's Tourney to make it 2-0 heading in the second period, where it's Gunler with the goal to make it 3-0. Levshinov makes it 4-0, and then Charlie McAvoy gets our lone goal of the game from Akan and Gushin to make it 4-1, but then it's Boisvert with the goal heading in the third period, where it's Bedard from Tkachuk to make it a 6-1 Chicago victory. Yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, obviously we're still in this series. It's only a 1-game difference right now, but that injury to Makar was not good. All right, game number 4. Come on, guys. That'll be a 4-3 Chicago victory. We're down 3-1 in this series. Shots at 37-28 in favor of Chicago, once again getting outshot. 3 stars of the game are Gunler, Messar, and Jones. First period, you have Messar with a goal from Ball and Poulin to make it 1-0. And then it's Malinsky on the power play from Messar and McKinnon. So we go up 2-0 in the first period. Second period, Seth Jones with the goal makes it 2-1. That's Tkachuk, Brady Tkachuk with the goal to make it 2-2 heading into the third, where it's Carter Meyer with his, what I believe is his first playoff goal from McAvoy and Brindley to make it 3-2, but then it's Gunler and Tourney with the game-winning goal to make it a 4-3 Chicago victory. All right, here we go. Elimination game number 5. We're going into it. Just focus on this game and try to take an early lead. So 1 period down. The good news is that we didn't let up any goals, but we also only got 4 shots on net. So hopefully that doesn't bode too poorly for the rest of the game. Come on, Colorado. Come on, Colorado. Oh boy. Oh boy. Is that going to be an icing? Nope. Frank Nazar with the goal makes it 1-0 Chicago. They're off to a good start. Okay. All right. We're in the zone. We're in the zone. 75 on net. Nice. All right. Tied at 1, halfway through the second period. Daniil Gushin with the goal from McKinnon and Messar. And we were heading into the third, tied at 1. And we got a lot more shots on goal in that period. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Oh, no. 98, 91, 98. And that's a goal for Bedard. Oh, man. Yep, Connor Bedard with the goal from Kachuk and Sandin. That's early in the third period. And it seems Chicago has possession once again. And cross crease goal. Yep. It's now 3-1. Zetterlund with the goal gives Chicago the 2-goal lead. And time's winding down here. Do we have one more goal? We might. 29. Come on, McKinnon. Come on, McKinnon. Nice. All right. We're at 3-2. We still have a chance. We have very much given ourselves a chance here. We have just under 4 minutes remaining. Nathan McKinnon from Gushin and Akan. Come on, guys. Last minute goal. Nope. And that's it. Out in 5 against Chicago. Shots at 33-27. Outshot once again. 3 stars are Zetterlund, McKinnon, and Kachuk. Matthew Kachuk, to be specific. Let's see the stats for the playoffs. That was a very unfortunate run, especially considering our record this year. It's not like we just barely got into the playoffs, right? We were the President's Trophy winning team. So, frankly, I expected much better out of the guys. I mean, I know we advanced to the second round. That in itself is a win, but, you know, you kind of expect more than the second round at this point. And the fact that we also, not only did we get outshot in almost every game in the Chicago series, but almost every game in the the San Jose series as well. That's not ideal. That was not a great performance for your Colorado Avalanche. So you have Messar leading the way with 9 points. And then you have Natchez, Poulin, and McKinnon with 8. 7 for Jokin and Malinsky. 6 for Svozil. 5 for Gavin and Ball. 4 for Makar and Gushin, 3 for Akan, 2 for Humphreys, Landeskog and Drury, and McAvoy and Funk. Landeskog's really fallen off lately, so you have to wonder if this is going to be his last year. Then you have Meyer, Tuomisto, Bardakov, and Brindley with 1. And then a goal and 889 save percentage for Nabokov. Yeah, that was not a great playoffs. That was not a great playoffs at all. I mean, like I said, even though we won the San Jose series, we were still, at least most of the time, we were outplayed in terms of shots on net. Obviously, we won on the score sheet, which is what counts, but still, it didn't bode well for that series against Chicago, who was obviously the much tougher team. And obviously, the fact that we lost Makar didn't help, but still, even with Makar, we were still struggling in that series against San Jose. So it's no wonder that we couldn't hold up to Chicago, who, like I said, was the much better team. So I guess I will re-sign a few players here. There is Landeskog, who, I mean, we saw how much he fell off this year compared to last year. He wants 6.3 for 1 year and a no movement clause. I don't know if I can justify that at this point. Then you have Bardakov, who, I mean, I guess he wasn't terrible. Yeah, he had 39 points this year. He wasn't too bad. He had a 65 defensive grade in the playoffs. He wants $4 million for 3 years. Don't really know if I want to do that, to be honest, because I kind of want to give Meyer more of a chance to grow. Right. And Bardakov's sort of in the way of that, being a center. Now, if Bardakov moved back to wing, that wouldn't necessarily be a problem. But considering that Bardakov did play center during these playoffs, like I said, I kind of want Meyer to get in there. And apparently Meyer was playing wing. He was playing fourth line right wing with Gavin and Humphreys. But that said, I do want Meyer to play center if possible, because he does have that 15 faceoffs. And just, I think it makes more sense for him to play center. And then Bardakov only has a 13 for faceoffs as well. So he's probably not as efficient at faceoffs as Meyer will be throughout his career. So I think I might let Bardakov walk. I mean, I won't deny he's good depth, right? He's good depth scoring, but he only had a 49% on faceoffs. He had 65 hits, and obviously he's 29, so his development is basically done at this point, right? He's only going to go down from here, more than likely. I mean, he has some decent ratings here, 16 positioning, 16 puck handling. He's a decent depth player, right? But I just don't think that he should be given priority in the lineup over someone like Meyer for where we're at right now. And given that he's a 3-star ability, the coach is probably going to prioritize him on the lines, so I think we should probably just release him. Poulin, he had 68 points this past season. He only has a 12 power forward rating. That's his highest rating. So I'm not sure if that's actually going to hold up, or if that's just as a result of playing with, I believe he played with Messar this year. And that's another thing to consider, right? Is whether or not Messar is going to be able to do the same thing next year as what he did this year. I mean, I think he will. He showed that he was very consistent this year throughout all this year, but I'm just hoping that it's not a flash in the pan moment, you know? So anyway, Poulin, he only wants $2 million for 2 years and a no trade clause. We can do that. I mean, that's not a problem, especially for someone who had 68 points this season. I'll definitely do that. I just hope that he can sort of replicate what he did. I'm not expecting that he will, but if he could maybe just get in between what he got this year and last year, like maybe 45 points, I'd be happy with Poulin in that case, especially for such a cheap contract. And given the fact that we're releasing both Landeskog and Bardakov, I don't think that Poulin will get in the way of any young guys developing here. At least hopefully not. Then you have Gavin, who had 34 points this year. He's got a 13 playmaker rating, 17 puck handling. I like the majority of his offensive, mental, and physical ratings. Is just his defensive category is a bit low, but overall he's a solid offensive player. And he only wants 1.1 for 3 years, so I would definitely do that for him. Then you have Jack Akan, who is currently 32 years of age, only played 20 games this year, 6 points. What does he want? 4.8 for 2 years. I forget, was he injured? Oh, yeah, he was injured. Yeah, he was injured this year. 166. Yeah, right. He was injured this year. But still, I'm not sure if I want to, like his highest roll rating now is 9. I don't think I want to offer him a con. Yeah, I think we'll release a con. That physical category is not looking great. I think it's about time to release him. Then you have Tuomisto. He wants 3.6 for 3 years. He played 48 games this year, 25 points. Was he injured at all? Or was that just... No, that was just... He was benched for half the season. I mean, he was decent when he was in there for sure, but I'm not sure... Does that justify 3.6 for 3 years? I mean, since we're releasing a con, he'll almost certainly have ice time. He'll almost certainly be a regular, assuming we don't get anybody else to fill the hole. I'm going to try to take him down a little bit. 3.6 seems like a little too much for him. I'll start at 3 mil for 3 years. All right, 3.46 for 3 years is all I was able to get him down to. Yeah, I guess we can do that, especially since, like I said, we're unloading, quite a few guys this year. Landeskog, Bardakov, Akan, so I think we'd afford to re-sign Tuomisto. As it is, we're only at 78 million right now in salary, so I think we'd afford that. Then you have Malinsky, 31 years of age. He has 69 defensive grade these playoffs, 14-point shooter rating, 46 points during the regular season. Overall, Malinsky's pretty solid. What's he wanting? 5.6 for 3 years. What's he currently making? 4.75. Yeah, I would give him that. He's pretty good. I'll give him 5.28 for 3 years. Now, Gushin, what does he want? He is currently making 1.39. I'm guessing he's going to be asking for, I'm going to say at least 3 mil. He had 34 points this past season in 73 games played. And during the playoffs, he had 4 points. So what's he wanting? 4.5 for 3 years? That's quite the increase. That is quite the increase. He's 28. So I can't imagine he's going to be falling off during this contract. But is he worth 4.5? You know what? Let's just advance and see who signs. That way we have an updated look at the finances going into next year. All right, so Malinsky, Poulin, Tuomisto, and Gavin all sign. Now let's take a look at the cap obligations heading in next season. We're going from 26 mil to 16.7 in salary cap space. We're currently at 78 million. So we're effectively going, I think that number will probably increase to like 88 million roughly. And let's see who else is left. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to sign Funk first because he's younger. And he only wants 1.5 for 3 years. Definitely going to do that. And then Joseph Wall, I don't know if I want to, I don't think I want to re-sign him considering what he did 2 seasons ago with that 860 save percentage. He did have a 917 in the AHL this year, but I don't know if I want to bring him back, honestly. Let's just see what he wants. 3.7, no. Absolutely not. So Gushin, do I re-sign Gushin? He's the only player left on this list who I would resign. I think the question is, would he? So looking at the depth chart now, Roman Vladimirov at 19 years of age is already up to a 2.5-star ability. He's looking good. He's looking real good. Yeah, we took him 31st overall last year in the draft. Let's see his development. Whoa! Physical ratings going way up for Vladimirov. Look at this. Strength from 10 to, what is that, 14? Over the course of a single season. Stamina going up a little bit, fighting going up, speed going up, everything in the physical category went up pretty significantly at that. Balance went from 14 to 16. Agility went from 13 to, I believe that's 15, maybe 16. Mental ratings went up a decent amount as well. Offensive ratings, puck handling went up, passing went up, shooting range went up, defensive ratings. Oh yeah, he's great. He's looking great so far. Let's hope he gets another development year like that, because that is some pretty significant growth for Roman Vladimirov. And honestly, it seems like we might be bringing him over here, because that's excellent growth right there. So that does bring into question Gushin, considering that he is currently at the bottom of the depth chart list for left wingers. I mean, we're undoubtedly going to be trading Lehkonen away too, because he obviously fell off pretty hard this year. He only played 23 games, 4 points. That's not worth 5.1. So we're definitely going to be trading Lehkonen if at all possible. I'll be offering him out. So Gushin should have a spot in the roster, but I just don't think it's going to be any sort of spot of significance, right? Like he's probably going to be third or fourth line is my guess. So I'm just not sure if he'd be good in that role, Yeah, I think with Lehkonen on his way out, we're probably going to end up needing some better defensive forwards here, because like Humphreys isn't great defensively. He's going to be on that bottom six more than likely. Landeskog's probably, I'm going to guess Landeskog's retiring. He played a lot longer here than I was expecting. He was efficient for the majority of that time as well. He was a great player for leading up until this year, basically. So we'll see what happens with Landeskog. Maybe I'll offer him again on July 1st if he decides to bring his price down. And then you have Poulon, who's not that great defensively. You have Brindley, and he's okay. He's good defensively. You have Messar, who's not that great defensively, at least as far as stuff like positioning goes. Then you have Jokin's primarily offense. Yeah, we're going to need some better defensive forwards. I have a feeling. Myers, I guess, decent. Gavin's not great defensively. Bardakov we're releasing. Drury's solid, I suppose. And then McKinnon and H is obviously their, primarily offense. So, yeah. I think we're going to need some better defensive forwards. I think it would be in our best interest to probably release Gushin and just see what's out there. I mean, I like his team player at 17. I like his puck handling at 16. There's a lot to like about him. But you know what? We need to change up something here. So I think, Gushin, for right now at least, I think I'm going to release him, and I'll just see what's out there. Because obviously the past 5 years have not been working here in Colorado. So we will be releasing all of the players that you see here. So I think with that, we'll advance and see who wins the Stanley Cup. And your 2029-30 Stanley Cup champions are indeed the Chicago Blackhawks. They went through St. Louis, your Colorado Avalanche, the Anaheim Ducks, and the Columbus Blue Jackets. This is their 7th Stanley Cup. All right, so given that moves are now possible again, I am going to shop Artturi Lehkonen, see if we can get any picks for him. Okay, a fourth. We get a fourth in the 2031 draft from Toronto. I will absolutely take that. So thank you for your service, Lehkonen. And now it's time for the awards. For the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Maurice Richard, it is Leon Draisaitl with 53 goals, 51 assists for 104 points on the season. And for the Lady Byng, it is Nico Hischier of the Vegas Golden Knights. That just sent a little chill up my spine. He had 22 goals and 67 points this year. For the Masterton, it is Tom Wilson, still getting it done at 36 years of age in Washington with 12 goals and 42 points on the season. The Mark Messier Leadership Award is Mikey Burchild of Tampa, and this was his first full season in the NHL with 23 goals and 40 points on the season. He was not a captain. And the Jennings goes to Jakob Dobes of Montreal with a .918 save percentage in 65 games played and 10 shutouts. For the Hart between Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, and Connor Bedard, it is Leon Draisaitl. For the Conn Smythe, it is Brady Tkachuk. Yep, he was certainly a pain in that series for us. For the Calder between Keaton Verhoff, Porter Martone, and Cullen Potter, it is Cullen Potter of Boston with 60 points in 77 games played. For the Norris between Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, and Zach Werenski, it is Cale Makar of your Colorado Avalanche. All right, so we won something this year. For the Selke between Nick Suzuki, Will Smith, and Rutger McGrogerty, it is Nick Suzuki of Montreal with 71 points. For the Vezina between Joey Decord, Jakob Dobes, and Ilya Sorokin, it is Joey Decord of Seattle with the .914 save percentage and 9 shutouts in 70 games played. GM of the Year between Chris Patrick, Kent Hughes, and Kyle Davidson, it is Kent Hughes of Montreal. And for the Jack Adams between Kirk Muller, Martin St. Louis, And Michael Pekka, it is Martin St. Louis of Montreal. And we're now on June 23rd, which means it's time to check some signing deadlines. Here you have Abani, Ignatavicius, Murniaks, Selivanov, Shilov, and Suvanto. Honestly, I think I'll sign all these guys. They all have pretty good potential. I'm not sure how many of them are actually going to hit that potential, but they all have at least a 2.5-star potential, no more than 22 years of age. So yeah, I'll sign all of them. And then of course, there's also Roman Vladimirov, who is at a 2.5-star ability now. So the question is, do we let him cook in the KHL for one more year and let him really dominate, or do we bring him over? Honestly, I think he'd be a shoo-in for at least the second line, considering that, you know, we're losing Landeskog, we're losing Gushin, we're losing Bardakov. I mean, obviously I'm not the coach, so I wouldn't have any control over where he is in the lines, but if it were me, for my top six, I'd have, you know, Zhilkin, Messar, McKinnon, Natchez, maybe Poulon. And then honestly, I'm not really sure who I would have after that. Maybe Drury. But honestly, I think he's better fit to be the third line center. So you got to think maybe Vladimirov would fit pretty well into that top six. Yeah, I'm going to say we bring him over. We're going to bring over Roman Vladimirov. Now, what about Shilov and Neuenschwander? Because Shilov, he's already 22, only a 2-star ability. Got to think if he's going to be making that jump, he's going to be making it soon. He was in the ECHL this past season, 84 points in 72 games played. And then what about Neuenschwander? He's 21, getting opens at 18. Shooting accuracy is also at 18. Screening is 16. Physical ratings are pretty good overall. Team players at 14. Faceoffs is at 16. He's pretty good at faceoffs. 49 points this past season and 50 games played in the NL. Yeah, I think I'll bring over Shilov and Neuenschwander as well. Hopefully we can fit all those contracts. Yeah, we should be. Oh yeah, we should be fine. We only have 21 contracts right now. It's kind of odd considering that we have 23 players on this screen, but only 21 contracts here. I'm not sure how that works. And here's our 2029-30 season summary. We reached the playoffs, had a winning season, winning percentage of 600 or better, finished first and met our objective. Longevity bonus of 4, financial health bonus of 2, total season score 35, and total career score so far of 132. Get player management up to, you know what, I'll get it up to 18. We have 2 coaches up for renewal this year. You have UC Parkia. He is our goalie coach. 18 coaching goalie ratings, 70 coaching prospects. That's all good, but I'm wondering if maybe his miscellaneous ratings could be better if those affect anything as far as like playoff performances for goaltenders, you know, because our goalies' playoff performances have not been great as of late. I mean, Nabokov's playoff performance last year was good, 9-12, but this year not so good. And then, you know, Blackwood also had his struggles during the playoffs, so I'm wondering if maybe having a better assistant goalie coach as far as their miscellaneous ratings would be good for that. So let me just see if there's a coach like that out there right now. So at least 15 coaching goalies and prospects, and then I'll say at least 12 in all of these categories. Yeah, I think I'm going to sign Franz John. He has a 19 coaching goalie ratings, 17 coaching prospects, and then also he has 15 player management and 15 motivation, 13 discipline, 13 tactics. That's all much better than our current goalie coach. So I will sign him on, I guess, for 4 seasons. Then I will let Parkia walk. And then Don Granato, our head coach, is up for renewal as well. I mean, he's done well as far as the regular season goes, for sure. And I think he'll be beneficial, especially considering the fact that he prefers prospects for guys like, you know, like Vladimirov and then Meyer as well, right? All the young guys. I think he'll be beneficial for them, which is going to be really important for this team. So I think despite our failures during the playoffs these past 2 seasons. I mean, obviously we made it to the Stanley Cup final last year, and then we lost in the second round this year. So it's not like he's done too terribly during the playoffs. So I think, yeah, he deserves another contract. I'll give him 2 seasons. Oh, okay. Apparently we're going to need a new head coach anyway. Granato has called it a career. He has retired from coaching. So we're going to need to hire a new head coach regardless. And yep, Gabriel Landeskog also calls it a career. He hangs up the skates. And I wonder, is he a coach? Can we make him a coach? Nope. Okay. I would have loved to to do so. So my promise to the Avalanche fans has been fulfilled. Gabriel Landeskog was a career Colorado Avalanche. You love to see it. So this is our roster on July 1st. You have Nabokov and Minor in net. On defense, you have Makar, McAvoy, Tuomisto, Ball, Malinsky, Svozil, and Funk. And at forward, you have Natchez, McKinnon, Drury, Messar, Zhilkin, Poulon, Brindley, Humphreys, Vladimirov, Gavin, Meyer, Shilov, and New and Schwander. I mean, we technically have enough players, but I would like to see who is available either on the trade block or in free agency. So you have Peterka as the top free agent this year. I mean, he's certainly good. He's probably going to be asking for quite a bit. You have Goncalves, Cousins, Rasmussen, Thompson, Tage Thompson's out there, Nemetz. But I think as far as forwards go, like I said, I want to give an opportunity for Vladimirov to grow into being a top winger. And then I also want to give an opportunity to Meyer to start, really growing, because obviously this season, his rookie season wasn't so great, only 13 points in 60 games played. So I would like him to develop a little bit. So I don't think we're going to be going after any forwards, honestly. Maybe some defensive depth, but that's about it. That's all I could see for forwards. And then as far as defensemen go, I mean, our defensive core is kind of in rough shape, especially considering that the majority of the good ones are, 30 or over. You have Makar, McAvoy, Malitsky, and Ball, all 30 or over. You have Tuo Misto, 29, Svozil, 27. Funky's 23, but his potential isn't all that great. And he's not all too good defensively either. So I'm not sure if he's someone who I want to rely on long term. So yeah, the defensive core definitely needs some work. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any really good defensive prospects in this upcoming draft either. It's Brad Taverner is the highest potential defenseman with the 3-star potential and only a half-star ability, so he's going to take a while. Yeah, I think we're probably going to need to sign a defenseman out of free agency or trade for one, because the defenseman in the draft is clearly just not happening at this point. So I'm not sure what we need to do, who we need to trade in order to get an upgrade on defense, but it's pretty clear that at the very least we should try to make an upgrade on defense, because obviously you have McAvoy, you have Makar. They're both very good, but like I said, a lot of our defensive core is getting up there in age. I would prefer if we could get maybe a defenseman who's maybe 25, 24, something like that, who's around McAvoy's skill level. I think that would be ideal, but we're not going to do that now, as this has already been a pretty long episode. So one thing's off here, but not before I thank the channel members. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.